Hey guys, Andy back here from Mediocre Hobbies, bringing you another tutorial and another video added to the Eldar playlist. So obviously we're getting a lot of new Eldar releases lately, and the one that I'm painting up today is one of my absolute favorites. It may seem like a subtle miniature, but to me it's a super important one, and that is the Eldar Warlocks. I first came across Eldar Warlocks in 4th edition Warhammer 40,000, and to me they came across like Jedi. Long flowing rogues, big colourful powered swords and psychic powers. They were a menace on the battlefield, and I've had a healthy respect for them ever since then. So when I got the opportunity to get my hands on 2 boxes of the new Warlocks and one of the new plastic Fire Seers, I managed to create a brand new Seer Council, all in plastic, all on foot for the very first time. I wanted this for years, and now I can finally do it. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video. Let's get this Warlock painted. Okay, so let's get started on the Eldar Warlock miniature. So, like most of my tutorials, I did a Chaos Black base coat spray and then a zenithal of Grey Seer. There will be a link at the top of the video now, which will link you to a video that will show you how to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is move on to Blood Angel's Red Contrast, and we're going to get all the areas of this miniature that are going to be red blocked out with this contrast. So that includes his armored hands, his entire kimono skirt dress thing that he wears. And then I personally like a little bit more red on the helmet, so I went around the armored helmet as well and just left the faceplate white, even though traditionally on the box the entire helmet is white. After this I move over to Apothecary White, and I just want to add a little bit of shading into the parts that are white. So I'm going to do this for his sash around his waist. It also flows down the back behind him, so don't forget to get that part. And then a nice coat of it across the faceplate as well, just to block out those colours. Quick and easy. From here we're going to move over to Wyldwood Contrast, and we're going to block in all of the leather on this miniature. So his satchel bag that he's wearing and the strap that goes from his waist to that. I also used it to all the cords holding up the gemstones. I blocked out with Wyldwood as well. I also went over all of the actual gemstones themselves, just so when we come back in with our gold colours later on, we're not trying to paint gold over white, we're painting gold over a rich brown colour, which makes it stand out a lot better. So these are all the brown parts done. I missed them in this little bit, but I also did their shoes in brown as well, but I didn't see them under his skirt, so I went back and did them later. Next we're going to move over to the Retributor Armour. We are going to block in all of those gold details on this miniature. There is quite a few bits and pieces of it that are done in gold. Refer back to the box art if you're unsure of any parts. But basically the beautiful big Eldar design across his chest, and then there are gemstones kind of spattered around on the sides of his helmet and on the hilt of the sword and stuff like that. So just make sure you don't miss any of these parts. There's also details on that satchel bag, which I did in gold trim. Not sure if I was supposed to, but I think it stood out nicely and it did the job. Next, going to move over to Leadbelcher to block in any of the remaining metallics. On this particular miniature, all there is the sword. So we're just going to give it a nice one coat of Leadbelcher across the blade of the sword and around the gold details of the hilt. And that's it. That's all of the block base colours done on this miniature, apart from the Volupus Pink, apologies. So the Volupus Pink for his plumage. This is a really nice way of making this unit stand out in the battlefield from anything else. There's not a lot of things that have that like Screamer Pink, Volupus Pink kind of colour scheme on them, but my entire Seer Council will have it on them somewhere. So now move on to the all over shade, which is Druchii Violet. Don't freak out. Purple is a great colour to go alongside with reds and stuff like that, so just bear with me, give it an all over coat, and while that's drying I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk to you guys. Okay guys, while we wait for that wash to dry, I'm going to take the opportunity to thank you guys for all of the support for my videos and all my other content creations so far. In my opinion, the 365 project is off to a very strong start. I couldn't be happier with how my YouTube channel is growing, the interaction with my videos, Twitch streams, Instagram posts, TikTok, Twitter, the whole shebang. I can't thank you guys enough for the support you have given. liking the videos, commenting, subscribing, and all of that. So keep that up. Make sure you do share my videos around. It helps me immensely. If you are seeing real value in the content that I create and you want to be a bigger part of the 365 project moving forward, the best thing for you to do is join my Patreon. There's links in the description below, and that will get you access to a host of extra features, including a private Discord server for just the Patreon and Twitch members, where we can talk hobby and basically, yeah, have a great time. So thank you guys very much, and let's get back to painting. Okay guys, as is tradition with my videos, as the shade was drying, I took the opportunity to base the miniature just so that when we finish the painting process, we have a beautiful completed miniature. So we're now going to move on to the red and get that looking nice and fresh, back to a pristine color. So we're going to go in there with Mephiston Red and just layer up all of the red parts on this miniature. So all of the raised areas, we are going to leave the deep recesses of the cloak and any of the armor panels with that rich red shaded with purple, and just come in and get all the raised parts a nice rich red. Remember, this channel is not about competition painting. We are not trying to teach you guys how to paint for painting competitions. We're trying to teach you guys how to get miniatures painted to a really nice tabletop standard, so that you do not have piles of grey. You get to go to a table or go to a game with a nicely painted army and feel proud. So this is all of the red parts done. I think this is one of the biggest, most striking changes to the miniature. When you get that stage done, it starts to look quite fresh and pristine. Next, we're going to go in with the Ulthuan Grey, and we're going to layer up all of the parts of the miniature that are supposed to be white. This is the one stage that you have to be the absolute most careful with on the model. So you want to go in with thin coats, 2, even 3 coats, just to get a nice smooth white-ish finish across the faceplate, that sash around his waist, and those shoulder pads. Once you get it done, it should look something like this. Like I said, you do need to take your time with it though. Next, we're going to move on to Leadbelcher, and we're going to layer up obviously the silver on the sword, but also all the gold details. So I just like to dot a little bit of silver into kind of some of the corners and some of the more prevalent areas. It highlights the gold beautifully and makes it look like that old tarnished gold that Eldar would have. I also use it to base coat the gemstones, because we'll go in with a contrast blue with them in a moment, and the blue stands out a lot better over the silver. So just a quick coat over the gemstones. With that done, we use the Talassar Blue contrast like I was saying. I'm going to quickly give all of the gemstones a quick coat. And the transformation from these gemstones with this one coat. It's like this paint was literally designed to paint Eldar gemstones. I was delighted to discover this. And also you can use things like warp lightning if you want green gemstones, or Iand and Yala if you want yellow gemstones. It works for a multitude of different colors, but it definitely transforms the miniature. I also did the same thing when I was on the silver step. I painted inside his eye lenses silver, and I'm going to hit the eye lens with Talassar Blue as well, to finish off the entire process. And with that, the miniature is complete. I'm super pleased with the result. Here is a 360 fancy spinning thing, just so you guys can see all of the detail. I am super excited to paint up the other 3 Warlocks and the Seer. And yeah, I really hope you guys learned a few bits and pieces from this video. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.